The first night after the wedding, things did not feel right. It was quiet, but not the kind of quiet that brings peace. It felt heavy, like the air itself was watching. Chinedu sat on the edge of the bed, trying to settle into this new life he had fought so hard to have. Everything should have felt right. He had married the woman he loved. He had proven everyone wrong. But something inside him refused to relax. Amora stood by the window, her back turned to him, looking outside like she was waiting or expecting something. He tried to make the moment feel normal. He gently asked her to come sit beside him in the bed. She did not move at first. Then slowly, she turned and walked toward him, her steps calm, her face still carrying that same quiet expression he had fallen in love with. When she sat beside him, she spoke in a soft voice, telling him she would get used to him. The words sounded sweet and lovely, but something about it felt strange. It did not sound like love to him. It sounded like a decision. Chinedu ignored the feeling. At first, the changes were small. So small that he almost laughed at himself for even noticing. Amora stopped going out during the day. She said she did not like the sun. She said it was too bright. And that she would get hot by the sun if she go out. Chinedu found it unusual, but he did not argue. Because he is already caged. Then she stopped eating in front of him. Whenever he asked, she would calmly tell him she was not hungry, or that she would eat later. Sometimes she would say she ate when he was not looking. Those words started confusing Chinedu because he don't understand what is actually happening. His wife don't step out in the hot afternoon, and she never eats in his presence. But he ignored it. Then came the night. That was when strange things started happening. It began with soft sounds. Footsteps started moving through the house when everywhere is quiet. And the worst part is that their doors started opening and closing without no one coming or going out. At first Chinedu thought it was breeze, but as the time goes on it becomes worse. One night, he woke up and reached out to her, only to find the bed is empty. At first, he thought she was in another room. Then he get up to check for her. Unfortunately to him, he can't find her in any part of the house. The front door was locked from the inside. That was when fear quietly entered his heart. And he became very much scared. He called her name, but there was no answer. Then he heard something from the backyard. A soft sound, like someone is whispering. He stepped outside slowly, his heart beating faster with every step. And then, from the darkness, she appeared. Barefoot. Calm. Like nothing was wrong. When he asked her why she was outside, she told him she could not sleep. When he asked what she was doing there, she simply said nothing. But her eyes told a different story. They did not look empty. They looked full. Too full, like she is hiding something. The next morning, Chinedu tried to forget everything. But he can't. But he told himself that he is overthinking. But deep inside his heart, something had already changed. His peace was no longer complete. Because a lot of strange things have started happening in his home, and his mind can't be in rest. Days passed, and things slowly began to go missing. Money disappeared. Food reduced without explanation. Even important documents could not be found. When he asked Amora, she calmly denied touching anything. She made it seem like he was the one being careless. Her words were simple, but they carried a weight that made him doubt himself. And that was what troubled him the most. His friends stopped coming around. Not because he asked them to stay away, but because they chose to. And none of them ever liked the girl starting from day one. When he finally reached out to Emeka, the answer he got only made things worse. Emeka told him he did not feel comfortable in his house. He said it was not just the building. Something about his house felt very strange. And whenever he came to his house, he do fall sick when he returned. Chinedu grew angry. He accused him of holding on to old fears and refused to listen to him again. But even after ending the call, his hands did not stop shaking. That night, the whispering returned. But this time, it was louder. It did not sound like the wind anymore. It sounded like voices. Chinedu woke up suddenly, his heart pounding so heavy. Once again, Amara was not beside him. This time, he did not call her. He walked straight to the backyard. The moonlight was enough for him to see clearly. And what he saw made his body go cold. Amara was standing in the middle of the yard. And she was not alone. She was speaking. Talking to something he could not see. Her voice was low, calm, almost gentle, as if she was having a normal conversation. Chinedu stepped closer, trying to understand what was happening. The moment he called her name, everything stopped. She turned slowly, her expression unreadable. When he asked her what she was doing, she denied everything. But this time, Chinedu refused to accept it. He insisted that he heard her, talking and having conversations with something. He demanded the truth. For the first time, her calm expression shifted. Not into fear. But into something else, but something darker. She asked him if he was sure he wanted the truth. Even though fear had already started growing inside him. He proudly said yes. That was when everything changed. She told him he should have listened to his mother. Those words hit Chinedu harder than anything else. When he asked what she meant, she reminded him that he had been warned. And still, he chose her. When he asked her what she really was, she did not answer directly. Instead, she told him something he would never forget. She told him she was the consequence of his pride. At that moment, his heart pounded so heavy. The wind picked up. Fear fully took over him. For the first time, Chinedu realized he might have made a mistake he could not fix. He ran back into the house. From that night, his life began to fall apart. He don't even sleep again in his own house. Peace disappeared from his home. Even his body began to weaken every single day. Fear grew inside him every single day. But while he was getting weaker, Amara seemed to grow stronger and brighter every single day. Almost like she was feeding on something he could not see. One afternoon, Chinedu was sitting alone and broken. Chinedu finally accepted what he had been running from. He needed help. And the only person he could think of was the same person he had ignored. His mother. When he reached her house, and she opened the door, he did not need an explanation. The moment he saw her, he fell to his knees and admitted the truth. She had been right. Everything she warned him about is now happening. He begged her for help. And even though her mother had been hurt deeply, but she did not turn him away. She held him like a child and cried. Then she told him she would go and seek for help again. But this time, there was a problem. Because it is already too late. When Chinedu returned home that evening, something felt different immediately. The house felt colder and darker. Like it no longer belonged to him. And Amara was there. Waiting. She already knew where he had gone. She did not ask many questions. She did not need to. When Chinedu tried to act strong, she calmly reminded him that she already understood what was happening. And she told Chinedu that she can't accept any rubbish from him anymore. When he said he wanted to leave, she did not stop him. She simply told him he could try her and see. And somehow, That answer felt worse than being stopped. That night was the breaking point. The whispering turned into loud voices. Very loud voices calling Chinedu's name. Voices that did not sound like human. Chinedu covered his ears, shaking, begging for it to stop. But it only grew louder. Then he began to see shadows. Moving across the walls. Getting closer. He called Amora, hoping she would help him. But she only stood there, watching, and smiling. She told him something he would never escape from. That today marks the end of his life. As he has chosen not to listen. By morning, Chinedu was gone. They can't find him, not even his dead body. Some people said he ran away. Some said he lost his mind. But his mother knew the truth. She stood in front of his empty house, her heart broken in a way that could not be repaired. Inside the house, Amara sat quietly. Calm as always. Silent. Waiting. For the next person who would choose love over truth, and refuse to listen. Moral lesson. Love without wisdom can lead to destruction. Ignoring warnings from those who truly care can cost more than pride can fix. Not everything that looks good is safe. Sometimes, the truth we avoid is the only thing that can save us from losing everything. If you truly enjoyed this story, don't just watch and go. Subscribe to this channel and be part of this journey. We drop 2 to 3 powerful African stories every week, stories that teach, shock, and open your eyes. Help us grow this channel by liking, sharing, and telling someone who needs to hear this story. Stay connected. More powerful stories are coming every week.